We gotta restart them.
Okay, you ready? You ready? Howdy, y'all!
Subscribe and all.
Hey there, YouTube. Welcome back to Escaping Reality. If you haven't already, click that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on all of our content. But for now, let's jump into the video. So today I'm out here in my greenhouse. Even though here in Indianapolis, we were actually recovering from over a foot of snow. It was kind of crazy. It's about 8 degrees outside, but in my greenhouse it is 50 and it's about seed starting time. So I'm super excited to share with you how you can tell what seeds to start right now depending on what zone you're in. I said we're in Indianapolis, so we're in zone 5B. But we can look at our seed packets, we can use Google and all these resources we have to see what's available to grow in your area right now. So let's go ahead and get started with how to read a seed packet. So one of the hardest things when you're starting seeds is knowing when to start them. It seems a little crazy with 8-degree weather and a foot of snow to be planning to start my tomatoes and stuff right now. But here's how we can take a good look at that. So the first step in starting seeds is you get your seeds. I have two different examples here. One from Baker Creek, which is the ground cherries, the Aunt Molly's ground cherries. I'm so excited for these. And then I also have the Burpee Mesclun Sweet Salad Mix. This is more of what you can find at like your Lowe's, your Walmart. So we're going to go ahead and start with this on how to read the back of it. So on the back of this one, this mesclun mix, it does say how much of each percent of seed, because it's a mix. There's like beet, spinach, mustard, all that good stuff. There's some written direction on when you should sow it, how thin, how much you need to thin it, and how long it takes to emerge. And there's a nice little handy dandy map that shows you with your zone when you should outdoor sow it. All of that is really great information, and you could still take into account quite a bit of that. I personally like to look at how many days it's going to take for the seedlings to emerge, plus how many days to harvest or maturity. Sometimes it'll say days to maturity. With that information, so we'll use this as an example. It says it takes 10 to 14 days to germinate, and then it takes 30 days to harvest. So I'm going to count about 45 days to grow and harvest this. That is an awesome little tidbit of information to know. All you have to know on every seed packet is how long does it take to germinate and how long does it take to maturity. With that information, you can look up Mr. Google Pants when your average first frost date is and when your average last frost date is. Here in Indianapolis, we have about 160 days on average to grow. So when I look at this and I know that I have 45 days to plant and then put this on my plate, I could grow quite a bit of this throughout the year. I could succession plant, which I highly suggest trying once you have all your math figured out on how many growing days do I have and when do I need to start this in order to do it. I really suggest succession planting, because this little seed packet right here will last me most of the growing season, especially if each time I just leave 1 or 2 plants to go to seed and I can save it. I can grow this all season long. But sometimes you have a packet like this Aunt Molly's ground cherries from Baker's Creek. Like on the back, when we switch it here, you can tell there's not the little map part. It's a little bit more sparse, but it does tell you everything that you need to know. This one actually does say start 6 to 8 weeks prior to your last frost. So for right now here in Indianapolis, we have anywhere from 8 to 10 weeks before we have our last frost. Because I have the greenhouse, I'm going to be jumping the gun a little bit, and I'm going to plant a few now and try to succession plant up until then and see how it all works out. Like I said, not every seed packet is going to give you the same information. That's why it's important to know Mr. Google Pants and your dates. And hopefully later this week, I'm going to have another video about seed starting inside, because I didn't actually know my first year a lot of things about like the temperature, when you can move them outside, harden them off. So hopefully I'll have a follow-up to this video later this week. But thank you for watching, and I hope you are staying warm. I know some crazy things are happening around this polar vortex that we're having, so please stay warm. Please look out for your neighbors, and have a great night.